Hi beautiful people. This video is for people who are considering themselves overthinkers, people who think their thinking is hyper analytical, people who on a good day are thinking, I'm just thoughtful and this is just how I am. Just wanted you guys to know that you are not crazy. This video is for you. And if you are one of those people who identifies like that, you probably also have wondered why. You think about why you're thinking this way. And it sounds crazy, but it probably doesn't if you're the person for this video. But you're probably thinking like, why am I made this way? Why is this my thing? Why is this so much work? And guys, I get it. I've been doing it for years, and honestly, that's a whole nother topic, but you're not crazy. And if you see me looking at my notebook, it's because I just don't want to miss anything. This video is so important, but you're not crazy. You are not crazy. One, a lot of people are not coming on the internet talking about what some might call a flaw or something regarding things you're working through or things that you honestly feel like you're crazy. You're not crazy. Like, I have spoken to my family, I've spoken to some friends. There are so many of us out here who are just thinking, and there's no control, there's no hold on it, there's no boundaries with it, and it kind of makes you feel alone and isolating, and it gets heavy when you don't know how to handle it well, you know. But the first thing you should just stick in with yourself is just like, wait, I'm not crazy. Like, this is how God made me, this is my makeup, and there's nothing wrong with that, and I'm not alone. And I'm on the video telling you that you are not alone at all. But to get into the more important thing about this type of thinking is that you're doing generational work. I hate to say it to you, especially if you don't have people around you, family around you, whatever the case may be, to like prove it or validate it. I'm here to validate it. You are doing generational work. Nine times out of 10, do you really think that this type of thinking started in 96 or 86 or 76? This did not start with you, my love, at all. Like, if you have family around you, take a look, see how people are communicating, see how people are not communicating, see, and just take a gathering of like information and just be like, oh. And for me, like, my father, he's always lived like in a different state from me, and so some of us didn't have family or people home to see, you know, what side is this coming from. And I talked to him a couple years ago, last year, and I was like, yeah, I'm always thinking about la 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 la. He's like, oh yeah, you know, I'm thinking like that, I think like that too, you know, your grandma was like that, your granddaddy's like that. And I'm like, oh my God. So some of us don't even like have the information to understand why we're like this, but I guarantee you, you are not the only one who's thinking this way, and it is generational work you're doing. And I say this because God like put it in my mind these past 2 weeks and was like, this is gonna be difficult, but this is your difficulty. And it didn't start with you, and it makes sense to why you're dealing with it, right? If people in your past and your family and your lineage didn't deal with it, it makes sense that you're dealing with it. If you don't have any proof of why you're like this, or you don't have the resources, or people aren't talking about it, this is difficult, but it didn't start with you. But for some reason, in this time frame, in this timeline, in this season of your life, in this generation, it's gonna have to end with you. Or at the very least, it's gonna be handled better than it's ever been handled in your lineage. And I am a firm believer of that, because he put me in this space, in this season, to even be aware of it. People in your family maybe didn't have the resources, didn't have the time, didn't have the capacity, and you could blame. It's no point in doing it though. This is gonna be your work. And is it unfair? Yeah, you're probably already doing a lot of other things, but it's yours, and we're gonna handle it. And again, like I said before, you're not alone. You are not alone. You're not doing this alone. And this is your validation. This is your sign that this is generational work I'm doing, so it's gonna be hard. I'm one person doing generational work, but I'm not alone while I'm doing it. Okay, so let's go into point 3. While you are doing this generational work, for me, I'm actively in vet school. I've answered prayer. But if y'all are in line with what God has for you, you know that ain't the answered prayer. There's other things you have to deal with. And these past 2 weeks, another reason I wasn't on YouTube was just difficult. I mean, I thought I was good processing one thing, and then I realized I wasn't, and then I realized I was processing like 4 different things on top of school, on top of just me, and you get into these spirals, right? And it's like, holy moly, who do I go to? How do I go about this? What is the healthiest way of going about solving this well? And again, our brains are just firing, just it's every thought at all one time, and it's heavy. And so for some reason, in the midst of my midterms, in the midst of everything I'm processing in my personal life, it was just like vision board. God was like, remember that vision board you started? And I was like, yeah. He's like, I need you to go finish that. And when I thought about the vision board I made 2 years ago before I got into school, I had came to the conclusion that everything on that vision board came to. You have to make it plain. And it's not the end of December and it's not the beginning of January, but I'm saying make a vision board for someone like you, because when it gets heavy and you start to spiral, you need something to streamline where you're heading. You have to have something that says, this moment right here is temporary. This moment right here is not who I am. This moment is important, but this is how I'm going to handle this moment well. And my vision board for this year going forward is crazy. It's crazy. But it has the numbers that I feel like God was giving me. It has my desires. It has why I know God has me here. It has everything that feels aligned to where God's taking me, even if it's not where I'm currently at. And when I was spiraling and trying to figure out, why am I here? Why do you have me here? I thought I was going to be here in this space and at this moment, and I'm not. Why? What was the reason? And I immediately go to the vision board. And one of the things on my vision boards is just like, God has me here to win. Or I am confident, I'm efficient, I'm brilliant. It has, I'm trying to not say too many things because I think you should protect your vision board, right? Because some of these things are coming too. But it's intentional. It's, where do I see me going? I say I am Dr. Witcher. I'll go up there when I'm feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated, and I'm like, I am Dr. Witcher, class of 2028, and I will do that and redo that and re-say these things, but make a vision board where it is reflective of where you know God is taking you, and make it, bombastic, like make it like crazy. It doesn't need to be realistic, right? Because the idea of realistic is that you're putting boundaries on God, right? And your mind is not being realistic, so why would you be realistic with your vision? You see what I'm saying? So make that, and then take your time with it, and then what you'll do is you'll be able to revisit it when you're spiraling, or when your brain's like, this is heavy and I don't think I'm going where God has me. I don't think I'm moving the way he wants me to move. No, you are. Your brain is just trying to, get you into a space and let you know like everything around you is more real than no. Do you see what I'm saying? No. Get the vision board done. I did mine on Canva, but you really can do it anywhere. And I have mine as my screensaver, and I have it as a favorite photo. So do it in a way where you can quickly access it. Like if it's on a piece of paper that you don't carry with you every day, it's kind of pointless. You only have it when you go home. Hold on guys, the light went off. You're gonna want this vision board to be always in your sight because your mind is always with you. So take it with you everywhere you go, as much as you can. Have it accessible to you, because your thoughts don't wait for you to be ready. So your vision board needs to be just on hand, just like that. I know it may seem crazy, but low-key, this is your thing. Like, you didn't choose the family. You didn't choose this life. You didn't choose how you process things. You didn't choose any of this, but it's yours, okay? So please try not to let people like dictate your thing, right? Like your processing is between you and God. And you don't have to shape shift into making it other people comfortable, right? If this is what you're dealing with, it's okay. It's yours, right? It's perfectly designed for you in the most crazy way, but where you're going is going to require you to have a handle on this. It's going to require you to be intentional about it, and it's going to require new repetition, just new habits, right? You've been letting your mind run loose for decades. Is what I told my auntie. I was like, we've been letting our mind go crazy for forever. It makes sense why this is hard, on top of it being generational. Like, there has been no boundary to this. So set healthy boundaries, be intentional with these things, and while you're figuring it out, make sure you cut out anything that could potentially hinder the process. Like, I really had to get off TikTok for a moment. I had to get off of Instagram and just be like, you know, for the space that I'm in, I can't afford to let things in. I can't afford to let distraction in. I can't control what I'm seeing right now, and I need to make sure I'm seeing my vision board, you know? And so just know that you are capable of having the life that you want, and there's nothing wrong with you. There's literally nothing wrong with you. God made you this way for a reason. And again, look at how I'm able to channel this and then give it back to you guys. There are productive ways of channeling your thought process and then benefiting from it. I know our minds are so powerful. It could be the biggest critic, the biggest weakness, but also could be the biggest champion, the biggest advantage. Like, we just have to figure out how to get in line with how it is more successful for us, you know? And that's why I'm here. I'm processing it. God's helping me process it, and you're not alone. I know I keep saying that, but you're not alone, and you're not crazy for wondering, why is this so hard? Maybe because this is your work and someone else's work and other people's work from years ago, generations ago, and he chose you and said, yeah, you got it. And so you do. We've got it. And just know that it's a day at a time, but there are practical ways about going about it. And I think the first thing is making your good thoughts accessible to you, and pulling it out when your brain starts to brain, okay? You got this. We got this, beautiful people. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.